Right guys, so today those of you that have been following the channel know that I, like many of you, are having the issue with the weird idle situation where it sort of surges at idle. Over time, since the last video, that's gradually got worse and developed into flat spots when they're on throttle at about 3 to 4k RPM. So today I'm going to change out the camshaft sensor. Many of you have already done that, but I'm just doing it as a process of elimination, deliberately. So any of you that are having this issue that haven't done this know what doesn't fix it or what does. Right, so we're just coming off the warm-up cycle now. It's gradually dropping the RPM, and once it's dropped the RPM you'll be able to see the rev counter needle more clearly, how much it's fluctuating. I mean, it's the camera's a bit of a distance away, so it makes it look slightly less than what it actually is, but even so, there you can see how much my rev counter is moving, and it feels like an obvious misfire now. Beforehand it didn't used to do that. I mean, the car's literally juddering. I mean, I think you can see it as I've got my phone resting on the steering wheel. The shock's coming through that. So, like I say, I'm going to try the camshaft position sensor. It's a used, but it's a tested one. We know it works, so we're going to give that a go. Why not when you've got 2 spare engines kicking around? Technically 3, but half of one is literally half of one. Right, so let's get into it. Right guys, so you'll need an E8 female Torx bit for this. You've got 1 bolt on the top, 1 bolt on the bottom. They're a bit awkward to get to. Probably a good idea to just unclip it first. That gets a bit harder when you've got it undone. So hopefully you'll be able to hear me. I know the gimbal's wandering again, but I haven't got time to reset it because it's about to rain. So I'm just trying to do a quick video that how simple it is to change the camshaft position sensor. Takes no time at all, very little effort. It's very easy to get to, even easier on the facelift versions. Like I say, it's located up here, so hopefully you'll find this video useful. But let's see if doing this cures our problem. It may not. My bet is it won't, but I'm just trying it for the sake of it, so we'll see what happens. Right, that's that out. Take this out. Oh, as you'd expect, coated in oil. Well, they're both genuine Mercedes parts, but these ones look slightly different. But both of them should work. Should. I'm not so keen on this one. What I am going to do is I'm going to swap the O-ring round now, because this one doesn't look that good. So bear with me. I'm putting the original sensor back in now because I noticed some things with that sensor. A, it wouldn't have sealed right, and B, it made no difference at all. So we know, and most of you already know, this is more a how-to on how to replace your camshaft position sensor, as some people aren't so handy with the spanners and could do with a little advice, and that's fine. That's the whole beauty of YouTube, isn't it? And the main reason this channel exists. We all need to learn something now and again, but like I say, it's easy enough. It's 2 E8 Torx bits, Torx bolts, and on the I don't know what bolts it is on the facelift, but the facelift camshaft position sensor sits on top of the engine. It's even easier to get to. So hats off to Mercedes for being sensible with that. It makes life a lot easier. But yeah, if you've got the rough idle issue and you're seeking to cure it, the chances are it isn't this. As like I say, most of you already know. But I'm doing this as more of a series on fault finding the issue, but mine has more than just that issue. It could be that it's simply the line from the fuel tank to the charcoal canister is cracked. It could be as simple as that. It's causing a small vacuum leak because the fuel vapours are recycled into the engine intake on these. So all that emissions type stuff. So it could be just as simple as that. Now, you don't want to go to town when tightening these up, you just nip them up. No need to go both hands trying to make sure that it stays put, because you'll just strip the threads. And it's as simple as that. It's a nice easy job, it takes a couple of minutes. And so if you have got a camshaft position sensor code, then that's it, that's the problem. So yeah, that'll do for this video. Not the most informative, not the most useful,